Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Have you noticed that your knees feel stiffer? When you wake up in the morning, your fingers ache while opening a jar, or your hips hurt after sitting for too long. Most people over 50 believe this is just a normal part of aging. But what if I told you that some food sitting in your kitchen right now may be silently attacking your joints every single day and making the pain much worse without you even realizing it? Many people spend thousands of dollars on supplements, creams, painkillers, and doctor visits while continuing to eat the exact foods that keep inflammation alive inside their body. And today we're going to talk about 3 dangerous foods that can slowly destroy your joints after 50. And the scary part is that millions of people eat them every day, thinking they are harmless. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what these foods do inside your body, why they become especially dangerous after 50, and what healthier options can help your joints feel younger, stronger, and less painful naturally. So make sure you stay until the end, because the third food is something many older adults eat almost daily, believing it is healthy, when in reality, it may be quietly damaging their knees, hips, hands, and lower back. As we age, our body changes in ways we cannot always see. Cartilage becomes thinner, muscles weaken, inflammation increases, and the body takes longer to repair itself. When we are younger, our joints can handle more stress and recover faster, but after 50, even small amounts of chronic inflammation can slowly wear down the protective cushioning between bones. This is why many people suddenly start hearing cracking sounds in their knees, feeling stiffness in their fingers, or struggling to stand after sitting for a while. And while aging plays a role, diet often becomes a hidden trigger that accelerates the damage. The foods we eat can either calm inflammation or feed it every single day. And unfortunately, many common modern foods are designed for taste, convenience, and long shelf life, not for healthy joints. Let me tell you about a man named Richard who was 63 years old. He loved spending time with his grandchildren and used to enjoy long evening walks around his neighborhood. But over time, his knees started hurting more and more every month. He blamed aging and thought nothing could be done. Eventually, he stopped walking as much, then he stopped gardening, and even climbing stairs became painful. He tried pain creams and medications, but nothing seemed to. Last then, one day, his doctor asked him a simple question: what does your daily diet look like? Richard laughed and said, probably the same as everyone else: cereal in the morning, sandwiches for lunch, frozen dinners at night, and snacks in between. What he did not realize was that many of those foods were quietly feeding inflammation inside his body. Every single day, after making a few important dietary changes, his stiffness slowly improved, his swelling reduced, and he started enjoying walks again, not because he found a miracle cure, but because he stopped feeling the fire inside his joints. That brings us to the first food that may be silently destroying your joints after 50: processed sugar. And this one shocks many people because sugar is hidden almost everywhere, not just in candy and desserts, but in flavored yogurt, breakfast cereals, sauces, packaged snacks, bread, energy bars, and even foods labeled low-fat. When you eat too much sugar, your body reacts by increasing inflammation, and inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of healthy joints, especially after 50, because your body becomes more sensitive to inflammatory triggers. As you age, excess sugar can also contribute to weight gain, which puts extra pressure on knees, hips, and ankles. Every extra pound of body weight increases stress on the joints, making pain and stiffness worse over time. Imagine your joints like the hinges of a door. When the hinges are clean and smooth, the door moves easily, but when dirt, rust, and pressure build up, the movement becomes stiff, noisy, and painful. Sugar acts like fuel for the rust inside the body. It increases inflammatory chemicals that can damage cartilage over time, and once cartilage begins to wear down, bones start rubbing against each other, causing discomfort, swelling, and reduced mobility. Many people think they only eat a little sugar, but when you start reading labels, the numbers become shocking. Some breakfast cereals contain more sugar than desserts. Some flavored coffees contain spoonfuls of syrup, and many packaged foods are loaded with hidden sugars under names most people do not even recognize. One woman named Linda realized this the hard way. She was 58 and struggled with aching fingers and swollen knees every winter. She thought it was simply arthritis getting worse, but after her daughter encouraged her to reduce processed sugar for 1 month, something unexpected happened. Her morning stiffness improved, her hands felt less swollen, and she had more energy throughout the day. She was shocked because no doctor had ever explained the connection between sugar and joint inflammation. Before, sometimes the biggest improvements begin with the smallest changes repeated consistently every day. Now, this does not mean you can never enjoy something sweet again. The goal is not perfection. It is awareness, natural options like fresh fruit, berries, nuts, and homemade snacks can satisfy cravings without flooding the body with inflammatory chemicals. And one of the best things you can do after 50 is learn how to spot hidden sugars on ingredient labels. Words like corn syrup, fructose, dextrose, sucrose, maltose, and cane syrup all point to added sugar. Many foods marketed as healthy are actually loaded with them, and the more you reduce these foods, the more your body gets a chance to calm inflammation naturally. Another important thing people over 50 should understand is that sugar affects more than just weight and diabetes. It can also weaken collagen. Collagen is one of the proteins that help support joint, skin, and connective tissue. When sugar levels stay high in the body, it can damage collagen through a process called glycation. This makes tissue stiffer, weaker, and less flexible over time, which is exactly the opposite of what aging. Joints need healthy joints need support, cushioning, hydration, and flexibility, not constant inflammation and stiffness. Many people notice something interesting when they reduce processed sugar for a few weeks. They often wake up with less stiffness, their fingers feel more flexible, and they experience fewer sudden aches during the day. Because inflammation is finally starting to calm down, the body is incredibly powerful when given the right environment to heal. And while food alone cannot reverse every joint problem, it can absolutely make a major difference in how you feel every single day after 50. Now, let us move into the second food that may be damaging your joints silently, and this one is extremely common: processed vegetable oils. These oils are found in fast food, fried foods, chips, crackers, packaged snacks, frozen meals, restaurant foods, and even many so-called healthy products. Oils like soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil are heavily used because they are cheap and convenient for food manufacturers, but consuming too much of them may increase inflammation inside the body, especially when they are heated repeatedly during frying. Most people never think about the oil used in their food, but your body notices everything. After 50, your joints become less tolerant of chronic inflammation, and processed oils can contribute to an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. When omega-6 levels become too high, inflammation can rise, making joint discomfort worse over time. This does not happen overnight, which is why many people never connect their diet to their pain. The damage builds slowly, month after month, year after year, until simple movements begin to hurt. Think about how many fried foods people eat regularly: French fries, fried chicken, chips, donuts, frozen snacks, and takeout meals. These foods may taste comforting, but they often contain oils that have been heated at extremely high temperatures, creating harmful compounds that place stress on the body. And inflammation is like a silent fire you may not notice immediately, but over time it affects your joints, muscles, heart, energy, and overall mobility. There was a retired school teacher named Maria who loved cooking for her family. Every weekend, fried snacks were a tradition in her house. But in her early 60s, she started feeling constant knee pain and stiffness in her shoulders. She blamed age and weather changes until her son encouraged her to try baking and grilling foods instead of frying them. She also started using healthier fats like olive oil in moderation. Within a couple of months, she noticed she could move more easily in the morning, and her knees felt less swollen by evening. Again, this was not magic. It was simply reducing the daily inflammatory burden on her body. One reason these oils become more problematic after 50 is because the body becomes less efficient at handling oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages cells and contributes to aging throughout the body, including the joints. Processed oils, especially when repeatedly heated, can increase oxidative stress, which may accelerate wear and tear inside the body. Many people focus only on calcium vitamins or supplements for joint health while ignoring the inflammatory foods they eat every single day. And sometimes removing harmful foods is just as important as adding healthy ones. Healthier fat choices can make a real difference. Options like olive oil, avocados, nut seeds, and fatty fish provide nutrients that support the body instead of constantly irritating it. And hydration matters too, because joints need fluid to stay cushioned. Many people over 50 walk around mildly dehydrated, which can make stiffness feel worse. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps support joint function and overall health in ways many people underestimate. Another hidden problem with processed foods and fried foods is sodium. Excessive salt can contribute to swelling and water retention, making joints feel more uncomfortable, especially in people already deal with inflammation. Many packaged foods combine processed oil, sugar, and high sodium, creating a perfect storm for aging joints. This is why people often feel bloated, stiff, and tired after eating fast food or heavily processed meals. The body is reacting to the inflammatory load. Now, before we reveal the third food, there's something important you need to remember. Your body is always listen to what you feed at every meal, either helps healing or adds stress. And after 50, those choices become even more important because recovery becomes slower. But the good news is that positive changes still matter. At any age, many people believe it is too late to improve their health once pain begins, but the body can respond surprisingly well when inflammation is reduced, movement improves, and healthier habits become consistent. Let's now talk about the third food, and this one surprises almost everyone. Processed meats foods like sausages, hot dogs, bacon, deli meats, and packaged meat products may seem convenient and satisfying, but many of them contain preservatives, excess sodium, unhealthy fats, and inflammatory compounds that may negatively affect joint health. After 50, some processed meats contain chemicals called advanced glycation end products which can increase inflammation and oxidative stress inside the body, especially when consumed regularly. Many people over 50 eat processed meats daily because they are quick and easy sandwiches for lunch, bacon at breakfast, sausages for dinner. But over time, these foods may contribute to inflammation throughout the body, including the joints, and when inflammation stays elevated, cartilage can gradually break down, leading to stiffness, discomfort, and reduced flexibility. Some people even notice that their pain becomes worse after eating heavily processed, salty meals, though they may never realize the connection. There was a man named George who worked hard his entire life and rarely paid attention to nutrition after retirement. He found himself relying heavily on processed foods because they were simple to prepare. Every morning started with processed breakfast meats, and every evening included frozen dinners. His knee pain gradually became so severe that even walking to the grocery store felt exhausting. Eventually, his doctor encouraged him to focus on whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, beans, fruits, and healthier home-cooked meals. After several months, George lost weight, felt lighter, and noticed less swelling around his knees. He said something very interesting. He realized his body had been asking for help for years, but he had never truly listened. Another major benefit of healthier eating after 50 is improved energy. Many people assume fatigue is just aging, but chronic inflammation and processed foods can drain energy significantly. When the body constantly fights inflammation, it uses valuable resources, leaving people feeling tired, sluggish, and unmotivated. This is why many individuals feel lighter, clearer, and more energetic after improving their diet, even before major weight loss occurs. There is also a strong emotional side to chronic pain. People who struggle with joint discomfort often become less active, socially isolated, and emotionally discouraged because pain changes daily life. Simple tasks become harder, hobbies disappear, and confidence decreases. This is why protecting joint health is about more than physical comfort. It is about maintaining independence, freedom, and quality of life. Imagine waking up tomorrow with slightly less stiffness, walking with a little more comfort, and feeling more hopeful about your future. These improvements may seem small at first, but over time, they can completely change daily life, and it all begins with the choices made repeatedly every day. Before we finish, let us quickly remember the three foods we talk about today: processed sugar, processed vegetable oils, and processed meats. These foods may quietly increase inflammation, stress the body, and worsen joint problems over time, especially after 50, when the body becomes more vulnerable to chronic inflammation. Reducing them does not require perfection, just gradual, consistent improvement and healthier alternatives. If this video helped you see your joint health differently, then take a moment today to think about one small change you can start making. Maybe it is drinking more water. Maybe it is reducing sugary snacks. Maybe it is cooking at home more often. Small actions repeated consistently create powerful results over time. Your body has carried you through decades of life, every step, every memory, every challenge, and every success. Now is a time to support in return, because healthy joints mean more than just less pain. They mean freedom, movement, confidence, and the ability to fully enjoy the years ahead. And remember, it is never too late to begin making choices that help your body heal. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself. Stay active. Stay mindful of what you feed your body. And I will see you in the next video.